Hi guys, this is May. I am Sergeant Scare's wife, and he asked me to narrate once a week, and I guess he picked Wednesday. So this is my narration day. I have never done this before, and I have never read these stories. Sergeant Scare picked them all. And yes, it is weird to call my husband Sergeant Scare. I want a fun name, but I don't have one yet. Let me know what you guys think it should be. Meeting a Murderer in Smalltown, Nebraska. Posted by Where's the Cheese, Yo? Many moons ago, in late 2010, sometime in the fall as I remember, the leaves had all fallen, but it wasn't bitterly cold yet. I went to visit a few friends that lived in the dorm at Peru State College. Peru is a town of around 800 to 900 people in southeast Nebraska that's pretty much only known for the state college. Anyhow, we were standing in the parking lot fixing to go get something to eat, and a guy approached us. Innocently enough, he asked what we, four 18-year-old girls, were up to. He was older than us. I couldn't tell by how much, but Peru has quite a few older, non-traditional students, so we didn't think much of it. We told him we were just hanging out, and he asked us if we wanted to go to a party with him back at the dorms. Me, being the young and dumb social butterfly of the group, continued to chat with him about this, but my friends were like, nah, let's just grab some grub and come back later. So we left. Time goes by and a news story comes out about a missing PSC student a couple months later. I'll spare you the details as you can easily look up this whole timeline online and get all of them quicker than me rambling can explain. But her name was Tyler Thomas. The man connected, Joshua Keedle. The first time I saw his face on the news, my stomach felt like it had dropped to my toes. It was him. The night in the fall that could have been us. It still creeps me out even now, and they have never found Ty. The next post is by Coffee6Mom. On Tuesday, I came home from running errands at 12:30 p.m. My husband had left at 10:30 a.m. I walked in and saw our sliding glass door and curtains open a bit. Thought, that's weird. Called my husband, and he said it was closed and locked when he left. I went to check our living room camera, and it was unplugged. My husband had unplugged it the night before, and I had forgotten to plug it back in. I posted in our neighborhood page, and 2 other houses said their back door had been cracked. I'm thinking someone saw our open yard and decided, hey, let's see. We had a windstorm that took down our fence, including the usually padlocked gate. We filed a police report, and the officer said any credit card or plastic card can be used to open a sliding door. That's why they always say to put a rod in the door. Last night, I'm downstairs at 1 a.m. while my husband is sleeping. I hear our front door keypad beeping, the long ding, which means wrong, followed by another one. I got on the Ring app, saw it was black like a finger was there. I said I have called the cops. They are on their way. Then I played a gun cocking sound from my iPad. Yay, YouTube! Dude ran so fast. I got a blurry picture of his face, but posted it on my neighborhood page hoping someone recognizes him. This reminds me of when we lived in the actual ghetto, and I hate it. I feel so unsafe in our house now. We have a gun, but it's locked in our safe, which makes it useless in this case. This story was posted by Honeybee1971. This happened on the same hitchhiking journey I mentioned in one of my previous stories. The one where I was with a friend who had the dog with a penchant for pooping in people's vehicles. Anyhow, it was dark out and pretty late. A trucker picked us up. We had discussed beforehand that we would take turns sleeping so that we wouldn't be caught off guard by anything. This trucker seemed a bit off emotionally. He shared that his wife had died. I don't know how she died, he never shared how, and we never asked. I was uncomfortable with the topic. He had the same song playing on a constant loop throughout the entire drive. I wondered if the song reminded him of his wife, and I am sure it must have, as it was a love song. Funny how one of my other creepy hitching experiences involved a man with an entire tape on continuous loop. Go figure. So I was pretty tired and wanted to rest in the back while my friend stayed awake and kept conversation with the trucker. It must not have been too terribly long that I was asleep when I awoke to my friend's voice yelling at me to get up and we were getting out. I had the sense that if I hadn't gotten up and out quickly, I wasn't going to be getting out. I hurried and we hopped up into the pouring rain right on the freeway. He just left us there and sped off. Apparently, she had accidentally dozed off and awoke with his hand up her dress. I have no idea whether the man would have harmed us, and I'm sure the story could have gotten a whole lot creepier. Either way, thank God we made it out of there in one piece. This next story was posted by All the Centella, and if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. This was a few years ago when Pokemon Go was super popular. By the way, I feel really old because I still play Pokemon Go, and I thought it was still popular. Back to the story. I used to get off work on the weekends around 11 p.m. or 12 a.m., and then I'd make little detours on the way home to play. If I saw any gyms that only had 2 or 3 Pokemon to fight, I'd pull up in my car, and it would usually take 10 minutes. I'd pull up to a new gym I've never visited before, but it's close to a main street. I park underneath a street lamp, so I figure I should be able to have a good view of my surroundings. After a few minutes of battling, I start noticing some type of flickering light that keeps bouncing off my windshield. I'm parked on a side street, so there's no other cars coming or going. I ignore it at first, but then the light starts to bounce off my phone and my hands. I look around and notice a garbage shed about 5 feet away to my right on the same side of the street that I'm parked on. Unlike other garbage sheds, this one had about a 1-foot gap between the roof to the actual shed door and was made of wood versus metal. I keep looking for the source of light and realize that it's somehow coming from inside the shed. Suddenly, a fucking hand reaches out from between the gap and starts to fumble with the handle of the shed. I just remember thinking, are you kidding me? And then, oh shit, this was a bad idea. I immediately get off my phone and drive away, heart pounding the entire time. I call my sister once I turn onto the main street and try to make casual conversation, but she can tell something is off by the tone of my voice. She stays on the phone with me until I get home, and then I try to explain again what happened. I ended up calling the non-emergency police line to file a report because I calmed down and realized maybe the person was locked in the shed and needed help. The lady I spoke to was very nice, but can you imagine the dispatch call? Yeah, I need somebody to check out the shed because someone who was playing Pokemon Go reported a hand reaching out from inside to pull on the door handle. I never found out what happened after that, so I do wonder what their motive was. And after that, I stopped parking in random streets and became much more vigilant about driving alone at night. Too long, didn't read. Played Pokemon Go one night around midnight and parked on a side street. Noticed flashing light and realized it was coming from a garbage shed. Random hand reached out from inside the shed, then aforementioned hand started rumbling with the door handle while I fled. Filed the non-emergency police report and never found out what happened. Hi guys, well that's the end of my narration for tonight, and I hope for my first time that it wasn't too bad. I will be back again next Wednesday, and Sergeant Scare will be uploading again on Friday. Comment below if you have anything you'd like me to read. It doesn't necessarily have to be horror narration. It could be anything. I'm not picky. I like reading stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and it would be super awesome if you guys could share the video and subscribe. We do put a lot of hard work into these videos. Also, I decided that I was going to have a fun name too, and it's going to be Madoff the Grey because I like Lord of the Rings, and well, I can't come up with anything else. So, until next Wednesday, have a good week, y'all. That was really difficult.
I know.
It's still going. Do I read?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the start.